Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Now I know it seems like this week is my first map week. Well, today is going to be an exception to that rule. Yes, this isn't a first map, this is a second map. Unfortunately though, I do not have a sting for that, so you're going to have to imagine inserting one right now. That's right. So what have we got? We got a map from a creator we've done once in the past. That was their first map. They got 11 stars and it was episode 1034. Very strong start, and they've continued with very strong standards. Today's map looks really good. It's got some very fine detail work on it, and of course it's got lots of playability. It's not a map that's going to let anybody down. If you love the aesthetics, go ahead and play it. Something else you can go ahead and play. It is free to play. A link is in the description. BonBonBingo. Check off the memes as we go. The prizes are getting bigger every single day, as is the rewards for doing this little thing. That's right, the rewards for doing this are double what they were yesterday. Absolutely nothing, but I do thank you very much for your support anyway. Today's map is La Puerta Dorada by the Golden Gate. The Golden Gate by Aevan.CS. Yes, they're a YouTuber, and if their YouTube is as good as this map, it might be worth subscribing to that as well. There's your start square. Plenty of buildable space in that start square. Swooping, very pretty intersection too. We've got a very interesting height map. I don't know exactly where it's from, but it feels absolutely realistic. And resources are pretty. I'm going to say pretty. I'm not sure how usable they would be for me, but yeah, they're going to work for many people. And of course, if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, anchovies and salmon is the order of the day. It's going to be more fish later. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. There is also a theme mixer 2, but there isn't actually a preloaded theme mix, something that you can pre-save theme mix. Also, forest brush settings. Forest brush settings. 2 maps in a row. I've never seen it before. What? But anyway, the theme mixer settings are actually in the description, so it's something that you're going to have to do manually, which is a little bit well, for me it took a bit of time because I have like 7 zillion themes saved because I do a different map every day. I seem to have every theme on the workshop at the moment, and searching for a theme from the drop down, which isn't alphabeticalized or anything like that, it took me longer than I would like to. It didn't take me as long as it could have done, because there are only 2 themes, and once you know where they are on the list, it's fairly quick to find them. But finding the first one is a nightmare. So anyway, it's the Stray Cats Territory Nature Reserve theme mixed in with the coastal theme, and then we're using the Relight 2 Natural LUT. And there are a few other things to subscribe to as well, but it's not the world's longest list. And I'll tell you what, on this map, I think they're being used very nicely indeed. In fact, it's a map that I only have one proper grumble about, in terms of if I was to come and take this map and somebody said to me, look, we'll get, oh, there, the road goes off that way, we'll go this way. This way goes towards the start square. Yeah, if somebody said, right, okay, you've got 10 hours to improve this map, what are you going to do with it? There is one thing that I would swoop right in on. I mean, one thing I would do is I play a little bit with the water flow, because you would have seen from the fishing map that the water is pretty still on this map, because we only have the 2 sorts of fish, and it's not slushing around as much as it could be. Here's your start square intersection. That's where you're going to start building. So I probably put a few spawn points, just subtle spawn points, throughout the bay, just to mix the water up a little bit, and we'll talk about water flow in the start square. But yeah, it's not the fastest moving start square in terms of water, so maybe just to slush things about a little bit for that purpose as well. But yeah, I do have one particular thing which a couple of you may have already spotted already, and yeah, if you've seen it as well, we've seen it on a couple of occasions now. If you've seen it as well, then I agree with you, and we'll be getting to that in the second half of the show. It's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad. I don't think it quite fits with the where are we? The style of the map. We'll talk about the style of the map. If you took the hills out of this map, it wouldn't look right. We've got a slightly encroaching tree there, but it's not really. It's just overhanging, I guess. So we can let that one through. So yeah, if you took the hills out of this, you'd have a completely different map. If you took the river out of this, you'd have a completely different map. But if you took this particular detailing style out of the map, I think it would improve the map. And so if you just redid that, the particular detailing style, which we'll get to, and did it in a slightly different style, yes, it would take a little bit longer. Just a little, yeah, a little bit longer. A little bit long. I think it could be done using like the Move It tool. Certainly how I did on Bonbon Island. The same sort of work on Bonbon Island I did with the Move It tool. Took a little bit longer, but it meant I was able to get an effect that I was preferring to, rather than the mod which this creator has used, which has done a fine job. Don't worry, don't get me wrong with this one. It's done a perfectly adequate job. Just doesn't fit with the style of the map for me. Anyway, that's going to head off. Shall we go this way? Yes. Do you know why? We're going to go this way for a reason. Lanes merging in here. Yeah, 2 lanes down. That's not too bad at all, actually. Yes. Now, okay, right. So we're coming this way because of bridges. Because bridges. Everybody loves a big old bridge. We got 2 of them, and we'll have a Spanish lesson because Spanish. I didn't realise how poor my. I mean, I can understand a few words in German. I can't particularly speak. I can understand a few. I can't say it. You've heard me try and speak German. I know a few, just a few words. And French is kind of my second language. As the second language goes, I am kind of like below first grade level. But I can muddle by. I can recognise bits in French. I can recognise bits in Italian. Spanish, though, I didn't realise how poor it was. So anyway, I saw La Puerta Dorada. The Golden Gate in brackets. I was thinking, I wonder what La Puerta Dorada means. Anybody with Spanish is probably laughing at me. I actually went to Google Translate. La is the. I kind of guessed that one. Puerta is door or gate. I'll let you guess what Dorada means. It might be shiny. Anyway, yes, a bit embarrassing that I spent time going to Google Translate to work out what that was when the answer was right there in front of me. It might have meant something different. It might have meant something completely different, and that name in brackets might have been slightly encroaching again. Oh, it's just overhanging again. Do you know what? Let that one go. Yeah, it might have been the name in brackets may have been like a subtitle. You know, it might have been. That's why I checked it. But yeah, it was embarrassing. Didn't need to tell you that, did I? Nope, I've done it now. Okay, now we can head across. There's going to be a little bit of stop-start traffic there, but I don't think it's going to really affect the map too much for gameplay. And then we have a couple of these big old bridges. Everybody loves a big old network bridge. Do you know what? I'm telling you now, I've never used one of these assets before. I know how they work. I've just never had a reason to use them. And I guess probably a tutorial at some point once I've actually found time to A, use them, B, learn them, and C, work out how best to tutorialize it. Because tutorials, they take time, you know, in the planning. They don't just come together. Well, they can just come together. You've seen people do tutorials on YouTube where they try and work it out as they're going along. You know, why are you wasting my time here? Why are you wasting my time here? Swooping intersection here. I really like this one. This is very pretty. And then that goes off the edge of the map there, which means one thing: time for the railways. It's a flattish map, which means it's going to be fairly smooth, and we're going to have a pretty slick rail line. So I'm going to take a couple of moments to say, if you're not up with the channel, I've taken a little bit of a swing away from making the island. The island will return. It's actually going to return fairly soon. I'll say fairly soon in the grand scheme of things. There'll be one big episode coming. I mean, it's not going to be in the next week or so, but in the coming weeks, there's going to be a big episode, a big announcement episode. So make sure you're tuned in for that one. This is the island is my own city build. things are changing. Things are very, very much changing. No catenary chaos. Quite impressed by that, by the way. So yes, yeah, do check that one out, because I'm kind of switching away from the city build for reasons that I'll actually cover in that episode. I'm not stopping doing it. I'm just doing it differently. All right, just need you to know that. Yeah, I'm switching back towards the tutorials because it is much better for my channel. Much better. Speaking of, I have that big show coming on Sunday. I've yet to finish recording it, but it is going to be finished. I guarantee it. We're going to put a few hours in tomorrow night, and it will be done. And it's going to be something you've never seen before in Cities Skylines. I guarantee that, because the asset to do it does not exist. Well, not yet anyway. Right, edge of the map. Here we go.
Want to add a custom hedge maze to your park but don't have the time to build one? Why not try BonBonB's modular hedge maze set? This guide will show you how to select and use the right units. Click the information button below.
And so back to La Puerta Dorada, the Golden Gate by Aevan.CS, and the shipping routes, which are absolutely fine. Got a nice little shipping triangle going on. Oh, yeah, hang on, it splits, and it splits there. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, these all come up to dead ends. That's right, I remember now. I remember. They split, but they don't double back on themselves, so we don't need to worry about shipping triangles there. Nice curves. Nice pretty curves. Everybody likes some nice pretty curves. Not my lumpy bumpy curves, no, pretty curves. And then we have got an exit back out under the other bridge. Water flow, the rivers are a little bit light in water flow. I think I've warmed you up for this one. It pushes out into the bay area down here, and then out here in the bay there's very little motion, just a little bit, although it is coming back towards us, which means there's going to be a null area of water flow about here for your pollution to accrue. We do have this very little light lake in the start square though, so maybe you could pump your pollution into there until you've come up with another solution. Just a thought. Maybe not. Maybe don't do that. It's a pretty map. Why would you want to do that? So let's have a look at this island down here, connected on either side by the big old bridges. Everybody loves a big old bridge, and they've been done well. They've been done very well. The island again matches up perfectly with the topography that we've got going on across the entire map. And just on its own, that looks absolutely freaking amazing. And then you have all of this around it. I'm just taking the vista. Looks really great. It's not all about the hills though. It's not all about the hills. We have got like these little valleys pushing off towards the edge of the 81 tiles, with some fields in there as well, rivers, pleasingly believable shaped rivers as well. Little buildable area up there, farming areas dotted up and around the edges there, and good shaped hills that aren't too imposing. Right in the middle of the bay we have this volcanic crater. Loving this. This is just beautiful. This is absolutely lovely work. Big fan. I mean, I'm not sure I'd be using it for anything. Maybe just like a tourist spot. Stick some ferries going across to it. And we have some marshlands as well. Now, okay, this is a cluster of bushes. I know they're not marshy trees. But if you use an asset with conviction and with skill, it becomes what you want it to be. And I'm buying into these as marshland trees because they've been used with conviction and deliberately, and I like it. I think it works. I know there's going to be true realists that are going, no, that's the wrong sort of vegetation. I know it is, but does it matter that much? Does it? I think this does though. The hedges, they don't fit with the feel of the rest of the map. Just prop line tool hedges almost like feel cheap compared to the rest of the work. Like, for example, if you did have hedges like that, surely the trees would reach right into the corner of the hedge. Who would clear that area? Who would build a hedge and not use that area for field space? Compare and contrast with the rest of the map, which feels natural and believable, and just it feels realistic. And it could be polished a little bit here and there, but I don't think it needs to be. It could be, but I don't think it needs to be. We've got water spawn points which are, in the grand scheme of the Cities Skylines map, perfectly okay. I don't think anybody's going to get too excited about these, but, you know, it doesn't always have to be a perfectly beautiful, believable spawn point. It is what it is, okay? It does the job. Let's just let it be. So again, loving the seams of trees. This has been just a lot, so much. You won't believe how much time goes into making something like this. Just getting the trees where you want them to be, just to accentuate the areas, or accent the areas that you want. The sand on this sandbar, I just feel it looks a little bit glitchy. It needs to be either fully done or just lightened off a little bit. I would just make that fully sand there. Then we have some more of these fields, which again, they feel cheap compared. I'd be using Move It. Get a line of hedges and trees and whatever like that, and then copy and paste Move It. And it takes a bit longer, but I think it would have a much more believable... Oh, hello. Much more believable effect. Let's pretend that didn't happen, okay? Back down to Start Square, and we've got a beauty today. Now, having mentioned San Francisco, we're down the coast now to LA. Los Angeles, the Pan Pacific Auditorium by RoomMic. RoomMic, I remember them from their... they did some illuminated signs, didn't they, a long while. I remember your work. I remember you. Yeah, again, great asset. If you're doing an LA build, you'll want this one. Factoids, because Factoids, Dorada, okay, golden. The gilt-headed bream, also called the Dorada, or the Dorade, I guess, can be found in the coastal waters of the Mediterranean and the Atlantic, and off the coast of Australia and New Zealand. The bream has a large head, a silver oval body, rounded flanks, and from what I can tell in the images, looks really good on a bed of salad. Olive oil drizzled all over it, and I'm now feeling very hungry. I've never had a gilt-headed bream, but I'm sure they're very delish. Unless, of course, you're a vegetarian, in which case, or a vegan, then I'm sorry for offending you there. Anyway, there you go. That is the Pan Pacific Auditorium by RoomMic. Today's asset of the day. Yes, I apologise. I don't eat as... Do you know what? I really don't eat as much meat as I used to. I think I'm getting older. I'm getting more easygoing on my palate. Anyway, if you're still here, it's time for your vote. Is this a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Click the link in the top right corner of your screen, or take it to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. And your vote really does matter, because we use it at the end of the month in the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Be sure to vote. It's important, especially on a good map. Is this a good map? Oh, I'll tell you what I think. Aesthetically, yes. Yes, yes, yes. They've ticked many, many boxes on this one. I think there's a little bit more polishing on the seams of trees as they go up into the hills that could just taper things out a little bit. You know, there's always some polishing I think that can be done on some maps, and there's a little bit here. But that said, it's still a very strong 4-star map. Thank you very much. Detailing, again, very, 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 very good. Might even be pushing towards that 5th star, but of course, fields. I mentioned fields. I'm not going to mention them again. Let's go middle 4 again. Gameplay potential feels very, very playable to me. And I just wanted to do some fixer-uppering. A bit too much fixer-uppering for me to get a 5th star from me. But again, very, very strong 4 stars. Will not let you down. Very strong, very good map, La Puerta Dorada, the Golden Gate by Aevan.CS. Definitely gets my seal of approval. Get in there, play it. You will not let you down. Don't think because I don't give a 5th star, it's not a good... 5th star means I've got nowhere to go. I've got no minor grumble. Okay? There's no such thing as a perfection. Occasionally there is such a thing as perfection. But 4 stars, if any map gets a 4 stars, that is high praise. Well worth the price. Anyway, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day in the comments. Score yourself some population points just for fun. Just for fun. I'm not paying you. And we'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day, and I'll see you very, very soon.